lovely More Thoughts. Welcome back to my channel. It's More Gamer here with a doozy of a freaking video today. So we're going to be talking a lot about The Sims 4 today. And as you can tell by the title, I'm going in depth because you always reach that point as a Sims 4 player. You reach this stage at some point, and I've reached mine numerous times, but I'm kind of like back at it again. So I'm gonna try and keep all of this constructive. I'm not trying to drag anything down, but when you really love something, love it so much that you're willing to make a whole career out of it, I feel like it's not bashing anymore. It's kind of like frustration and wanting to see better for the things that you love, right? So I don't want any like people thinking that I'm hating on something that it is that I love. It's not hate, it's tough love. So we're gonna talk about everything wrong with The Sims 4. So recently I read this article called The Sims series has surpassed 5 billion in lifetime sales. So in this lifetime of The Sims 4, it has reached $5 billion in sales. That is insane. And like, that's good. That's good for The Sims because that means that we're gonna get future generations because they sell well. And when something sells well, you want to keep that momentum. So that's a good thing. However, when I saw this, I was a bit upset and mad because to think that The Sims has made $5 billion in sales, but still can't get basic things right within the game, it's hard to hear and makes you think, EA, where is all this money kind of going? Wouldn't you want to focus some of that revenue into making things better? And I'm going to bring up some very, very valid points that I've come up with, that I've heard the community talk about. So first things first, let's talk about The Sims 4 base game. The base game, it ain't it, chief. It's not there. It's not where it was supposed to be when it first launched. It's not where it's supposed to be today in 2020. I think it's gotten a lot better, but we're not there yet, not by a long shot. Sims 4 base game is your foundation. And when your foundation is rocky to begin with, it's not good. It's no bueno. Like everything that's stacked on top of it, that meaning all the DLC, it's just gonna crumble underneath the weight of the base game. And that's what we've seen time and time again. Everyone always brings up the same things, which is it lacks gameplay, it's not all there, the building, things missing, aspects that we've seen in the past not being in this game. And that includes townies. Townies suck. They have really dull relationships. Why doesn't Bob Pancakes from down the street know the Goths? They live in the same neighborhood, maybe not in the same block, but they live in the same neighborhood. I don't understand these dull relationships. Nobody knows each other. No one has any like type of storyline, history, and that matters to people, especially when you don't feel like coming up with your own stories. You just kind of want to play the game like in past generations of The Sims. And I hate comparing, but sometimes it's just you just gotta do it. Like it's gotta happen. Sometimes you have to compare. Again, I've mentioned this before, but gameplay is boring. It lacks a depth in my opinion. It feels like the world is just so stagnant. It's at a standstill. Nothing really happens around you until seasons came along and you finally got a bit more of the world around you, something happening around you. There are no burglars, there are no animals to interact with really. I mean, unless you count Island Living, but I'm not really gonna count the dolphins really. There are no cars, no means of transportation. It just feels like an empty world, simulated world. Emotions suck. They're not what we expected. I remember when this game first came out, they sold us on the idea that these Sims were gonna be smart. Why? Because they have emotions.
Our Sims have evolved into intelligent, emotionally aware beings whose every action is informed and affected by their emotional states. From angry to flirty, from sad to happy, you can now explore the gamut of human emotions, all within The Sims 4.
we could do without them. We honestly, at this point, we don't need them. It didn't go far. The emotions did not go far. And if we're being 100% honest with each other, the emotions are easily triggered by like their surroundings. You could just set an object and then all of a sudden your sim is flirty. Drink this drink. It'll make you energetic. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. Like, they're easily manipulated. They add nothing to this game. So from the get-go, that was just kind of a bust. Now, this one has been talked about before. Everything wrong with Strangerville, Realm of Magic, Del Sol Valley. Who? I've got questions. I don't want to go blaming people, but I do have questions, and it makes it feel as though this company,
EA Games,
challenge everything, doesn't care that we're spending $40, $20, $10, whatever it may be. It's my hard-earned cash. Why does it make it feel like you guys don't run this by somebody before like sending it off? Builds aren't completely 100% finished. It takes regular people like me and you to go in, create new save files for these worlds to come to life, for these builds to be finished, done, completed. At this point, it's just kind of sad. Then we have Create a Sim. Create a Sim is by far probably the best part of The Sims 4 in my humble opinion, but it's still missing a lot of things, including skin tone, something I've been talking about for a very long time and haven't seen the improvement that it is that I wanted and envisioned. We have gotten an update with more skin tones, but it's not one that people enjoy. Hence the ashy joke that you get all the time. When instead they could have collaborated with Simmers and actually put out decent and a lot of skin tones out for Simmers to play with. Then we have the issue of not enough black hairstyles in a base game. We've gotten them recently with new DLC, but you have to purchase the new DLC, the extra $40, the extra $20 to be able to then own those hairstyles. Why can't there be more of that for free in the base game in an update? It should have been in there from the get-go. The skin tones should have been in there from the get-go. Let's not forget that. But for a game that wants to be very inclusive of everybody, I feel like it's not doing the best job. I can't fail to mention the DLC for the DLC. And that was this pet stuff pack, and I hope that it's the last of its kind. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's fun to be charging people $10 extra for all this stuff that should have probably already been in the expansion pack already. Like, I'm not a big fan of My First Pet stuff pack, obviously, but I'm also not a big fan of cats and dogs. Yes, it gave us cats and dogs, but it's missing a lot in it. What about all the other pets that you could have in the past? We've had birds, snakes, you know, the caged animals, and we had to have it in a DLC for the DLC. It just, to me, reeks a little bit of desperation. I'm not holding anything back today. I might regret this, but I'm not holding anything back today. It's just personally how I feel, and I think a lot of others can agree. We got mediocre pet beds. There are no dog houses. I don't know why there's no dog houses. It's just, this all should have been in there. Why mess with our feelings? Why do this to us? Then we have the bugs. There's a ton of bugs in the game currently that haven't been fixed in a very long time. The list goes on and on for the bugs. There's a lot, but just to name a little bit, like sprinkle in a few, the laundry day one hasn't been fixed at all. There's a columns issue. They used to work fine, and then we got the new columns update, and now they don't work properly. Heard a lot of people talk about this one. I'm not sure if it's for everybody. Sims, some people have a Sims issue where you tell them to do something, they don't really do it. Terrain paints had that issue for a while too. It's just, again, the list goes on, and they try to fix those bugs in patches, but they never really seem to work. EA, you have $5 billion worth of revenue. Fund the Sims team. Get more people on it, you know? Pay people their wages, give people the tools they need, give people the manpower that they need. That's all. No excuses for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Then there's items being recycled from like one pack in another pack. I've had a video on my channel whenever reviewed spooky stuff pack, and they did it a lot in that one where they recycled some of the stuff in spooky stuff pack and put it in the season stuff pack. And like maybe some of you guys are like, it makes sense, you know, because the seasons you do get Halloween in that DLC, but it's like, why am I then paying for this if it's gonna be in this? It's just a waste of my money. Then there's some times where we get unfinished things or lackluster items. The island living counters. I think it was James Turner who talked about this, or maybe it was Lil Sibsy, but they mentioned the fact that the island living counters weren't even done properly. They're not even the same swatches. All the things that I just mentioned start to add up, and it starts to like really weigh on you. And like, what is the point of me caring so much about this game if it doesn't seem like the people behind the game don't even care about it either? But it's like a horrible ex-boyfriend that you keep going back to, you know? It's kind of like that situation. Then there's just like really glitchy packs that have been executed horribly, like Dine Out. Glitchy from the get-go. I don't really think it's ever gotten a big overhaul. Island Living was a glorified game pack just because it said expansion on top of it and they charged $40 for it, but it honestly isn't worth it. The mermaids deserve better treatment. They should have had a system like the vampires or the spellcasters do. Not much to do in this world. The jet skis, the water, it's cute and fun for a second, but there's nothing to do in that world. The events don't even work properly. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the events don't even work properly because I currently have a mod installed for the events. You need mods to fix some things in the games. That's an issue. Then there's Moschino Stuff Pack, where they took a in-game system, which is the camera system, that came in another expansion pack and tried to overhaul it. So basically they overhauled it and fixed the camera system in Moschino Stuff Pack, which it still has bugs, might I add. They haven't fixed certain bugs that came with that one too, but it was an overhaul, and then they charged you an extra $10 so that they fixed it, made it better from the first time they did it, which it was in Get to Work when they had the cameras. Isn't that crazy? EA can't even get the 20th anniversary right. We just had recently the 20th anniversary of The Sims and couldn't even get that right. All they did was give us a hot tub, that famous hot tub. Oh my gosh. And that was basically it. Starting to sound like maybe we care too much and they don't care as much or at all. To me, it just seems like EA really just enjoys that price tag, that sales tag it has attached to it. It's brought in a decent amount of money in its lifetime. So guys, I'm so sorry if this came off so mean-spirited, down. I don't usually post videos like this, but sometimes you just have those days, and today was my day. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you disagree with any of this, you can leave a comment down below, but keep it cute. I don't want angry stans of The Sims 4. That's all I have for today, and I will see you all in my next video. So bye for now.